Back in the early 70s, the man we're about to meet looked like the rock star least likely to survive. Other rock stars merely did drugs, took the wrong turn out of their hotel rooms and fell into empty swimming pools. This man wrestled with snakes, and at the climax of his act, he used to decapitate himself with a 40-foot guillotine. So how come he's still here and Marie Antoinette isn't? Maybe she should have called herself Alice. Alice Cooper! Not worthy.
You're worthy.
I am not worthy.
You are worthy.
You've been on at the Albert Hall. That's the kind of building you seem to be threatening to burn down 25 years ago. What went right? How do you get so normal?
One of the only reasons I took this gig at the Albert Hall was because I realized that's the only time I'm ever going to be invited to play there.
But you, I can remember when you were banned from Britain, they wouldn't let you in, and now you're coming in, being welcomed in with palm leaves.
I know.
What were you banned for again? Was it the chicken?
I don't know what we were banned for because. I think it was the urban legend, just the plain legend of Alice Cooper. Before we had ever played here, Leo Absey and Mary Whitehouse, that's way before your time, by the way.
Yeah, Mary Whitehouse was a guy who was pretending to be a rock star like you. Right?
That was the bizarre
part. That was rivalry, wasn't it?
Yeah. that was the actual bizarre part of the whole story. They banned us, and of course, as soon as they banned us, the record went into #1.
Yeah.
You know,
as is the way with censorship. Yeah.
We couldn't thank them enough.
Yeah.
Great.
But there was a story that you were tearing the heads off live chickens, who were of course no longer alive after you did that, and throwing the remains into the audience.
Yeah, that was another urban legend. That was actually Colonel Sanders. And he got paid a lot of money to do that. It was actually somebody. We used to end the show with feather pillows. White, if you open up a feather pillow in this room, you'd fill this room. So we had 3 feather pillows. And in the middle of all this, somebody in the audience threw this chicken on stage. Now, first of all, why would they bring a chicken? It didn't occur to me at the time, but so suddenly I'm in the possession of this white chicken, and it seemed natural at the time just to throw it back. Because I figured it had wings and feathers, it would fly. And it more plummeted down to the audience. And they did tear it to pieces. And the next day, of course, it was in the paper, Alice Cooper rips head off chicken and drinks blood. And Frank Zappa was producing us then. So he called me up and he says, Alice, did you really rip the head off this chicken? I said, no, I didn't. He said, well, don't tell anybody. They love it. They're eating this up.
Well, because it's what we wanted to believe. We wanted you to be this rebel, We wanted the snakes to be live, and indeed they were.
Well,
the pythons were real.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Snakes were... Everybody has their own fears, and that's definitely an international fear.
What kind of snake was it? It was python, was it?
A python, yeah.
How many of you did? Did you just one, or do you have an understudy?
Oh, we had one. We had Boa Derek was one. And we had Julia Squeezer was another one. They were actually really, they were so pampered, these snakes were. They didn't eat rats, they ate mink. They flew first class. Actually, one of the best stories, and it's a true story, and I accuse a lot of urban legends being made up, but this is not. We were in Tennessee, and it was a brand new hotel. And what I would do is I would take the snake and I'd put him in the bathtub at night, because they like to swim. Now he's this big around. You have to remember this is not a small snake. And the next morning I opened the door to the bathroom, and he's gone. And I'm going, well, I know he can't flatten himself out and get under the door. And it's not a big bathroom. And I realized, it being a new hotel, they hadn't put the lids on the toilets. So he went down into the plumbing of the hotel. And we tore the hotel to pieces trying to find the snake. 2 weeks later, I get an article in the paper that he came up in Charlie Pride's toilet. Now, I didn't have enough nerve to ask if he was sitting on the toilet at the time, or if he was shaving and just kind of looked over, But he did come up in Charlie Pride's toilet. He was a country western singer. So that's another...
He wasn't until that day. He was a country western
singer. That's right. He's a gospel singer now.
Were you pleased with your appearance in Wayne's World? That was the next generation coming along.
I thought I was very intellectual in that movie.
Well, the guys in the movie were doing I'm Not Worthy, and so
yeah.
and then, now the fans do it, don't they?
I get it every day. I don't care if I'm in China, if I'm in, you know, you can be
Do it in Chinese, I gotta hear it.
What are you doing? Yeah, I know. You saw the movie, right? It's the legacy that Michael Myers has given me for the rest of my life.
You've got any further movie appearances in mind?
I've always wanted to play. I want to play the ultimate. I want to be the ultimate James Bond villain. The one that James Bond can't beat, like Blofeld's grandson. Yeah. That he's equal with James Bond. James Bond can never beat this guy. He's just the antithesis. And I think, I've got that Peter Cushing kind of face, the kind of...
I like it.
When I'm about 60, I think I'll do very well with it.
Alice Blofeld and his guillotine.
Yeah, that's Mr. Bond.
Yeah. And your new box set is 30 Years of Achievement in Rock and Roll, and it's not just a toy guillotine in there. There are 4 CDs. It's a big achievement.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The hard part was taking 26 albums and trying to pick 80 songs, because it's a 4 CD box set. And you try to pick 3 songs off each album that represents that album. And, it's like trying to pick your 3 favorite children. You can't do it.
But it's not just you that are serious about your music. Burt Bacharach's a fan. You must be very proud of that.
Well, I'm a big Burt Bacharach fan. And, I think every heavy metal band or every hard rock band has got some guilty albums in their collection. Metallica's got, the Carpenters' greatest hits. Yeah. That Marilyn Manson has got...
The best of Harry Belafonte.
Yeah, something like that.
How do you reconcile your tight leather trousers with your golfing? Because golfing is a very, very important thing for you, right?
Well, it's, to me, it's a game. In the States, golf is not a posh sport. Yeah. Golf is just a thing you do, a game you play. I'm just trying to make the game more violent. I think the game is, very subdued game out here. It's very proper and polite, and I just think it should be more violent. And the way I play, it is.
Have you got a restaurant going with ambitions to make it a chain of restaurants?
Yeah, it should be fun. Again, that's just something. I live in Phoenix, Arizona, and so I opened a barbecue restaurant. It's called Cooperstown, and it's sports and rock and roll.
So what gets barbecue? Chickens?
Well, we have chickens, yeah. You go in and pick your own lobster in a restaurant?
Yeah.
No.
In your restaurant, you pick...
I'll take that one.
Even when the stage was full of flying chicken feathers and the guillotine blade was descending, one thing was unmistakable about your work, and it's still here tonight, and that is intelligence. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you.
Alice
Thank you
Coop.
very much.